So we have RAID 0. RAID 1 we should really never be seeing, right? RAID 1.
As long as that ain't working, you're fine.
Yeah, as long as that drive was working. Now if you get a RAID 1 in, then you're only recovering the one drive or the one set of drives, because if it's two combinations mirrored, then you're only dealing with it as if it was a single entity. So you shouldn't see RAID 1, technically. You do, because everybody makes crappy stuff out there, but you're recovering it as a single entity, either a RAID 5 or whatever the combination is that it's using. So we have RAID 0, and then we have RAID 5, and all the variations of RAID 5, which are 5E and 5EE, and then RAID 6. And RAID 6, I use RAID 6, and RAID 6 is supported in RStudio. So when you rebuild your RAID array, you can use RStudios for a RAID 6. The plan would be to never see a RAID 6, because whatever the redundancy factors were in RAID 5 that were weak and failed are fixed in RAID 6, because RAID 6 has an additional disk, and it's not a parity disk. People say that kind of crap all the time. It's not an actual parity disk. It's two disks that have distributed parity across all of the drives. And so there is an additional one in case there is an additional failure in RAID 6. So we're going to talk about RAID 5, and then RAID 6 just has one additional disk. It's not a hot swap. It's not a hot spare. It's a additional disk with additional parity that's actually live during the process of using this disk to increase redundancy. Okay? So RAID 0. Why did RAID 0? Yes?
You can lose a drive out of this RAID 6 without any data loss, right?
Yeah, you can lose. So you can lose two drives in RAID 6 and still not have any data loss. Once you lose the other drive, now you've actually got a more significant problem. So then you've got to fix it or repair it. That's why you're seeing it. So in RAID 6, you can lose two. In RAID 5, you can lose one. Once you lost the second one, then the second one's down. And so we're going to talk about RAID 5, minimum disks and stuff like that. But so typically in RAID 6, you can have one additional disk. So RAID 5, the minimum number of disks is 3. It's 3. The minimum number of disks is 3. RAID 5 has 3 disks. Right. Minimum RAID 5 is 3 disks. And then RAID 6 would have 4. So that's the minimum number of disks. So you can lose up to 2 in RAID 6, and you can lose up to 1 in RAID 5. Once you've lost the second one, now it's in for recovery. So we're going to talk about those things now and what the orders of those things are. RAID 0. Why was RAID 0? What is the point of RAID 0? Why would people be using it? Speed. So a lot of video companies, SGIs, use them for video work and things like that. They're speed because you have two sets of parallel heads working together, writing data at the same time. So they're great